Hello everyone. Another question I have regarding Pi network or Picoin is this. Pi's forgotten problem. Are lost wallets and lost accounts undermining the network? Somebody have asked me this question, that Pi's forgotten problem, that when people forget their wallets or lost their accounts, is it undermining? When you forgot your password or passphrase or seed phrase, you cannot log in again. So they are trying to find out, they want me to respond that, is this affecting the network? Now I will try to answer as much as I can, and if you have your own question, send it in the comment section and I will see how to use a video like this to respond. One of the least discussed but most important issues facing Pi network is not price, utility, exchange listings, or tokenomics. It is accessibility and recoverability. A great number of pioneers have discovered a harsh reality. If you lose your wallet passphrase, private key, login credentials, phone number, email access, or fail to complete migration requirements correctly, your Pi may effectively be lost forever. The issue deserves serious analysis because it affects not only individual pioneers but also the future economics of the network. The traditional banking comparison. Imagine a traditional bank telling customers, if you lose your password, your money is gone forever. Most people would never accept this. Banks have password recovery systems, identity verification, customer support, multi-layered account recovery. In contrast, blockchain systems often operate differently. The principle is not your keys, not your coins. In pure decentralization, ownership and responsibility belong entirely to the user. Pi has largely adopted this philosophy for wallet ownership. Technically, this is not unusual in crypto. Practically, it creates significant problems. The average user is not a crypto expert. This is where Pi faces a unique challenge. Bitcoin's early users were often programmers, cryptographers, technology enthusiasts. Pi's users are different. Many pioneers include teachers, farmers, traders, students, civil servants, retirees. Many entered crypto for the first time through Pi. The problem is obvious. A system designed around strict crypto self-custody may be difficult for millions of first-time users. A contradiction within Pi's vision. Pi's stated vision has often emphasized accessibility and mass adoption. Yet, some aspects of the system require users to understand concepts such as wallet passphrases, private keys, seed phrases, KYC compliance, migration procedures. These concepts are routine for experienced crypto users. They are not routine for the average smartphone user. This creates a contradiction. Goal: make crypto accessible to everyone. Reality: critical assets can become permanently inaccessible through relatively simple mistakes. How much Pi has been lost? No precise figures exist publicly. However, anecdotal evidence suggests that many pioneers have lost access because of forgotten passphrases, lost phones, lost emails, incorrect migration process, incomplete KYC, unavailable phone numbers. Even 5 to 10% of pioneers permanently lose access. The number of affected accounts could be enormous given the network's scale. The economic impact of lost coins. This issue has two opposing effects. The positive effect: increased scarcity. Lost coins effectively reduce circulating supply. Bitcoin provides a famous example. Millions of bitcoins are believed to be permanently inaccessible because owners lost private keys. Reduced supply can theoretically support prices. If millions of Pi becomes inaccessible forever, scarcity could increase. Negative effect is reduced trust. This is the bigger concern. Many newcomers evaluate a system based on trust and usability. When users hear stories such as, "I mined for 5 years and lost everything because I misplaced 12 words," they may become reluctant to participate. Scarcity can increase value. Loss of confidence can reduce adoption. The second effect may be more important than the first. Is this a security feature or a user experience failure? The answer depends on perspective. Security perspective. Strong self-custody protects users from centralized control, government seizures, corporate interference, unauthorized account access. From this viewpoint, strict recovery limitations are a feature. User perspective. Many users see the same limitations as a flaw. From their perspective, human beings forget things. Phones get lost. Accounts becomes inaccessible. A system that permanently punishes mistakes may appear hostile rather than empowering. The hidden cost of frustration. One factor rarely discussed is psychological damage. Many pioneers who lose access stop participating, stop promoting the project, discourage new users, develop negative perceptions. This can weaken community growth. A disappointed pioneer often influences many others. Could Pi solve this problem? Potentially. Several options exist for Pi. Enhanced recovery systems, recovery mechanisms tied to verified identities, social recovery, trusted contacts assisting recovery, multi-factor recovery, combining multiple verification methods, better education, helping users understand wallet security before migration. The challenge is balancing security, decentralization, user convenience. No blockchain has completely solved this problem. The hard question Pi must answer is this. Pi wants to become a mainstream digital economy. Mainstream users expect convenience, simplicity, recoverability. Crypto users often prioritize security, decentralization, personal responsibility. These goals frequently conflict. Pi's long-term success may depend on finding a balance between them. Now, what is the most comfortable truth in this case? Many pioneers believe their biggest problem is Pi's price. In reality, for thousands of users, the bigger problem is far simpler. They cannot access their coins at all. A coin worth 12 cents can still be sold. A coin locked behind a forgotten passphrase is effectively worth $0 to its owner. Now, here is my final verdict and what's the summary of my answer. Pi Network's strict wallet and account security model is not unique in cryptocurrency. Similar principles exist across Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many other blockchain ecosystems. However, Pi differs from those projects because it's targeted a mass market audience with limited crypto experience. This creates a significant usability challenge. From a security perspective, permanent ownership responsibility is understandable. From an adoption perspective, it may be one of Pi's biggest weaknesses. The uncomfortable reality is that a network designed for millions of ordinary users cannot ignore ordinary human behavior. People forget passwords. People lose their phones. People make mistakes. Now, 7 years mining or 6 years mining, are you saying that the person will still be using the same phone? If the passphrase or seed phrase is written down in a book, are you saying the book cannot be missing? So something must be done about this if Pi really is interested in people. So people forget passwords, people lose phones, people make mistakes. A system that permanently erases years of participation because of a single mistake may be secure, but it may struggle to achieve the widespread adoption that Pi ultimately seeks. In the long run, Pi's success may depend not only on creating value for coins that exist, but also on ensuring that the people who earn those coins can actually access them. So the person that asked the question, Timilade, I want you to know, and this is my answer to your question about Pi's forgotten wallet and lost wallets and lost accounts undermining the network. It depends, and that is what I've answered in this video in the last 11 minutes. So please go over the video again and pay attention, and if you have any other question or any other person have any other question, ask in the comment section and I will take that question and form it into a video and make a response like this. Until I come your way in the next one, I want to make a shout out to members of my YouTube channel. Number one member I want to call out is Aminat, and number two is Lara Laoye. These are people that are supporting my channel by giving some amounts from time to time. Aminat Idris 6027, Lara Laoye 6875. I thank you very much and I appreciate you. Until I come your way in the next one, please subscribe, like, share, and keep coming back to this channel for more content like this. Have a good one.